Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope this video can make it a little bit better for you. Today we're going to be trying out the Scales of Judgment, the Nasus Epic Relic on our Volibear. I think he's one of the relatively few champions that can really utilize it pretty well. So for the build we're going to be going with today, the main thing, Scales of Judgment, when you play a champion, it strikes the weakest enemy, and then bonus effect if it was Nasus, but that won't really matter here. Then for the rest, we're going for Starforge Gauntlets just for the extra mana. If you don't have this, you could just throw on something like Disciple of Shadows, or maybe potentially like Portal Pals, Stack Deck, Black Shield, another Stalker's Blade, a lot of different options you could go for. We're just doing this to make it a little bit more flexible to get the extra mana. We're also going to go for Oath of the Guardian, shuffle 5 level 2 champions into your deck, double their stats, then draw one of them. So pairing this, we have just one more target that's going to be hitting with these Scales of Judgment. Also with the double stats, most champions are able to hit the Titanic threshold for Volibear, so it's going to get another strike anywhere. Let's just go take a look at his star powers briefly. So the big thing right here is when you summon a Titanic ally, it strikes the weakest enemy. So this is already giving you some strikes. So the Nasus Relic is kind of playing into what you already want to be doing. And when we are striking an enemy and killing them, then summoning these Sigils of the Storm, giving us more cost reduction for our other Titanic units. So it just keeps this chain kind of going. So I think Volibear should be pretty good with this relic, especially pairing it with Oath of the Guardians. I think it should be pretty fun. Now, if you're enjoying all these daily videos and all these build testing videos, like and subscribe as always is greatly appreciated. And let's get into a match. I think for this one, let's go ahead and try against the 6-star Eldragon. Might as well enjoy it while it is here. So let's go ahead and hop in here. First power, let's see what we are able to get. Lighting the way the first time you play a spell, we feel mana, Sweet Solitude, High Education. I think we will go for Lighting the Way. It is pretty solid, and we have some decent spells. Nothing too crazy, but being able to play a spell for free every round, even if it's just like the flash freeze to get some more cost reduction, that can be pretty good. So let's go ahead and grab this here. All right, so up first we have Gem Dragon. All right, let's see. Having some extra spells is solid since we got that power. So let's, stick with this. I think this is fine. Some extra draw here. This should be pretty good. Although I guess Avalanche isn't that great against the enemy if they're able to survive. Do we want to go for a Babbling Bjerg right away? I think it's actually just go for an Invocation of Thunder. Don't know if we're really going to want to play an Avalanche immediately. Because, we wouldn't even be strong enough to kill that unit. Let's... Babbling Bjerg, already strong enough to hit them. I think let's actually go for a Avalanche. It won't quite kill them, but I'm hoping we could then drop our Babbling Bjerg, and so we'd be able to finish them off. So he took 1 sigil, but then he was able to give us 2 more back, so not too bad. Alright, so some solid damage down, and we can drop our Volibear this next round. I think I actually might risk passing because he's going to get 2 strikes off. So let's maybe try to see. Okay, perfect. So we can drop him right here. He's getting 1 strike off from the 2-star and then 1 from the relic. Alright, so we'd be able to drop our Galio next round, which again is going to be able to get 2 strikes off. That's pretty good. I think let's go ahead and pass for now. Alright, let's open up with Tribalist just because we want them to play something and all of our other units are Titanic. So we're just trying to pass priority over to them. Alright, do I want to go for Galio? I think I'll actually go for an Avalanche. We'll kill one of our own units, giving us some more sigils. And again, kind of passing priority over to them. We want them as many units we can strike as possible. Okay, they don't want to play anything, so we'll just drop Galio. Alright, GG, pretty good. Yep, not really too much they can do to stop this attack. Let's see what we got here. So 6 cost, this one won't be Titanic because that's just a 3/3. So that's taking it to a 5/5, plus the Dragon's Tooth would be a 6/6. So not too bad, especially since it's grant those stats to all of our other units, making pretty much everything Titanic. So this actually could maybe good. If we got lucky, we could maybe get this up to Titanic. But if we actually are able to play this like in our opening rounds, then we're pretty much guaranteeing everything else is going to be Titanic. So, you know what? I think I actually will. It is quite a lot of stats. All right, let's see what we can get for a support champion. So Caitlyn, 3-3, and then going to a 5-5 and 6-6. So again, not quite enough to be the Titanic. Swain, he'll definitely hit that Titanic threshold. So he'd be pretty big. Ravenous Flock champion draw is very good for our build since we're getting more champions. That could be okay. Let's see, no champion draw there. Yeah, I think let's go ahead and go for Swain. That should be decent. Just check out what some of these have. Karina would actually be pretty crazy. A lot of stats, pretty cheap. So potentially going just here for that wouldn't be bad. But Swain, especially with that Hero's Horn, I think will be the best here. Let's see, so Shop or Solitary Monk. So cutting a card or getting a power. I think we'll probably go for the power. And let's go for the Infernal Drake. This looks solid. We got some spells we can play. We have both of our champions. I think we'll go ahead and pass first. Spell Shield and Challenger. We want to use our Flash Freeze early. I think we can let that go through. Alright, so he'll get a strike. He wouldn't be able to kill it, but he also would just capture it. That's kind of okay, not necessarily the best. Let's go ahead and pop the spell shield right here. And we could actually just open up with Volibear right away. So sure. Alright, so Draven, 3-cost champion that's still going to hit that Titanic threshold. So that's awesome. So pretty good damage, and we have a ton of removal now. Also, we got Ashe, another champion that is just going to be able to hit that Titanic threshold. So all of these are going to get 2 strikes off. Let's go ahead and go for Draven. Oh man, he's just completely filling up with the spinning axes. Alright, it's going to be a little bit of a waste, but we kind of just want to get them out of hand. Oh, I guess that was also our first spell. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for Ashe here. So Volibear already has really good removal, and now it's just getting even better. Sure, we can drop Swain. He won't get a strike off, but getting him leveled will be pretty good. Yes, so far this has actually been very, very good. Alright. GG. I do think this build is probably like extra good right now since we're in this event. We have all this extra mana since it is themed for Titanic units, but I think it's probably going to be still fine in like the normal game. Now the Sunderer, this is normally just going to give us kind of too much removal. Like we're already kind of overcapping where we're running out of people to kill. That can be fine, but I think the extra cost won't really be worth it. I think going for a cheap unit that's still going to get a strike off, or well, relatively cheap, and the extra draw can be okay. The other two are quite powerful, but I don't think it really justifies the cost. Cost or cut a card or power. Could get rid of the Tribliss. Or, oh my word, I didn't even realize this also had Resplendent Plate Armor. So yeah, actually won't cut that. I think let's go for the shop, actually. We could maybe get an extra item on the one card we picked up. Entreat, that'd be pretty good. Another champion, I don't think we really want to do that. We want to be sure we get our main champion. Let's do one reroll here. Allies have faded. I don't think that really matters. Let's go for the champion draw. Alright, some of these are okay, but honestly, we're doing fine so far. Let's see, champion item or shop. Either could be fine. Let's go up for the Eclipse Dragon. I think let's get rid of some of these smaller units. Honestly, those could be ones that we end up cutting. Let's see. Sure, let's try to drop Swain. All right, so he's gonna have barrier. So yeah, I don't think we'll quite attack here. Let's play the entreat since we should be able to play this for free. Do you want to go for Invocation of Thunder? I think let's actually go for the Demolitionist. A 6 cost 11/11 is a little crazy. Yeah, we can just pass here. All right, that is a lot of units. We could immediately drop Volibear, which wouldn't be too bad, but dropping an Avalanche, since we can play it for free, would get us a couple kills. That would be a pretty big attack, but I think let's try to play this first. We do have a lot of health, so we can take a hit if we need to. Alright, blocking with the Mighty Poro, since they have Overwhelm, honestly isn't going to do too much. So yeah, it's a lot of damage, but should be okay. The nice thing is both his skill and the relic are targeting the weakest enemy, so you're hitting them twice to really make sure you get that kill. So we could go for Vi. Sure, let's drop her here. She'll again get 2 hits. So even though those were pretty massive units, kind of didn't matter.
Let us turn this tundra red. Leave them nothing.
All right, let's just try to attack. They might be able to play a spell and get some dragon lanes, but let's try to see if we can end here. Yep. So that'll be again GG. All right, not too bad. 3 costs. Well, I guess this will be a 4 cost. That would be able to be Titanic, so that's not terrible. This would be, yeah, 6 costs, that's Titanic, and also captures a unit. I think I like trying to go for the cheaper route, though. All right, getting a champion item, so we get another Volibear. Could be decent. I think I want to go for more powers, though, and some of the stuff we can get in the shop is pretty good. 2 costs, get an extra mana gem. Not terrible, since drawing or playing spells isn't as bad. Explosive Finale, we are having a lot of removal, so that'll be pretty good. And yeah, I think we can get this, because if we see it, it should be pretty easy to play it. Can't take damage or die. That's interesting, but I think we're fine. Yeah, some fine stuff there, but we're doing pretty well. We could go for a heal, but we have a decent amount of regen. Yeah, like we have 16 regen, so we're healing up a good amount. I think let's get the Unscarred Reaver. It's just not going to be impactful enough, so let's go ahead and cut that one. Let's go for Shyvana. This is okay. Double draw spells. Scar Mother can give us more draw if we need it. Sure, let's go ahead and drop Swain. He'll kill one, capture the other.
Victory awaits.
And he's already leveled just like that. And they're healing up a bunch. Let's try to go for an Invocation. Play that for free. Yeah, we don't really want to attack into that. Let's go ahead and... Actually, we'll hold off, just in case we draw out our 1 fleeting card, which looks like we would have. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this for free, since we'll get the refund. That's a little rough, but not necessarily the end of the world. Although, if we give it that 8 damage, at least it will die. So sure.
After the battle,
We don't want it to get a strike and immediately heal all the way back up. Alright, let's drop our Volibear. We are getting a good amount of just extra damage with the 1 ability we got. Alright, so Garen, he'll give us rally every round, although we don't really need a rally. Although, when I'm summoned, give others 1/1 this round. Yeah, round start rally, so he's not going to rally us this round, and then next round he's already going to give us a kill. I think let's actually drop Scar Mother so we get some extra draw. Sure. Alright, not too bad.
let us turn this tundra red.
Let's go ahead and drop this guy, get a kill, pass priority over to them so they have to play something. Alright, let's go ahead and drop our Garen. All right, that's fine. Here we can drop our Swain.
Now I take to the sky.
Well, that is a little annoying, but this is still a ton of damage. But it'll be close since they'll be able to block with Shyvana. But yeah, not quite enough. So, GG. Let's see. 2 Dragon Boons. I think we'll go for the Power Riff. Normally it's going to give us at least 2 cost reduction, but we could get that even higher. Yeah, I think that can be pretty solid. Playing our Volibear earlier gives us more champions. Treacherous Terrain, Early Bird. So our weakest follower would probably be this one. Well, this is a 5/6. Yeah, so it's summon our Ice Veil Archer, which isn't necessarily the best. Now, we could end up cutting this card, and so it would be able to pull out someone else, like our Prophet, which would give us some Sigils of the Storm. Disarm, Treacherous Terrain. I think we'll try to go with this and potentially build around it. All right, cutting a card or Smooth Soloist. Like Smooth Soloist, let's go for Ocean Drake. This can be okay. If we happen to draw our other Ice Veil Archer, then we won't have any in our deck, so it'd pull out something else. But looks like not quite. Let's try to pass. They're normally pretty good about playing something, and I'd like our Volibear to get 2 strikes off. All right. So pretty solid, good damage down, getting 2 kills right away. If they play someone else, we can drop our Trifarian, get another kill. All right, so they will be able to block one of our units here, but this is still going to be pretty big damage, and our Volibear is going to be leveled.
When all is dark and cold, I shall remain.
So Diana, 2 cost champion, so not quite hitting that Titanic threshold. You see with doubling the stats just how big the units can be. Goodness, how much damage was that? 8 damage to all the units. That's a little rough. Yeah, it's not the best. This is another Volibear, which could be nice if we need to drop him. I think let's go ahead and drop this here, get a kill. All right, let's go ahead and drop this for free. Suppose we'll go with Tripliss. It would be good to be able to get all their units off the board. Let's actually open with the Prophet, and then we could drop the Tripliss. Oh my word, still wasn't even able to kill it. Alright, let's go ahead and try to attack before they're able to do anything. They do have some normally fast spells, though, so this could be a little rough. Yeah, 20 damage. That should be okay, though.
Another fine star.
There's a lot of damage, but we can drop our Volibear, and that'll be able to end the game. Alright, GG. Alright, so some more entreats. That wouldn't be too bad to get some more champion draw. Supernova is not bad, considering we're able to play it essentially for free as long as we have the mana, which we hit the mana like turn 2, really. But Shell of the World, mana deposit is pretty good, and then it's giving us a ton of mana, or yeah, extra mana cost reduction. I think let's try to go for this. That could be really fun. Alright, Smooth Soloist, can we get something good? When you play a champion, summon an exact ephemeral copy of it. So unfortunately, our 1 power, the Nasus one, this is a play effect. And so when the other one is summoned, it's not going to go off. But our 2-star, when you summon a Titanic ally, it strikes the weakest enemy. So this would work with our 2-star. So that actually could be okay. Sure, and we're summoning a lot of champions, so just getting out of the big units, even if they're ephemeral, can be pretty fun. More champion draw. Both players get a mana gem. Let's even see Honored Lord. We don't really want to do a Peculiar Dragon. Double champion draw. We haven't really been playing this much so far. Both gain extra mana gem. Sure, I think we can benefit this more than the enemy. So we can go ahead and grab that. Let's go for Blackened Ice Dragon. All right, so we have Entreat, we have Ravenous Flock. I don't think this will be enough to kill anyone. So let's go ahead and re-roll that one. So yeah, starting at 8 mana. Do we want to play this right away? Would make us have 10 mana next round, which isn't terrible. Try and draw a champion, though, isn't too bad. Sure, let's play this. Yeah, we can go for Battle of Bjerg. It's like I kind of want to play other things. They're normally pretty good about playing something, especially when they have that much mana. All right, let's drop our Volibear. So yeah, some decent strikes off there. So Nora, another 2-cost. Pretty much, if we get a 2-cost or less, they struggle to hit Titanic. Otherwise, they're pretty good about it. We can drop our Swain here. Normally gets his strike off before the capture. Yep, there we go. Double Swain's going to be pretty good. All right, so not quite ending, but good amount of damage. I love his level up. I feel like Volibear is one of the best in the game. That's funny. Since they frostbitten? Since they hit both these with a frostbite, they were the weakest, so the other unit actually was the one getting captured. That's a little funny. This would get a hit off. But let's actually go for Battling Bjerg, see if we can get some other good units. Give us some champion draw. Sure, let's try to get some other champions back. But honestly, them killing Volibear can potentially just give us the ability to play him again. 12 damage. Sure, let's drop Hecarim. This is actually the first time we got this, like, as our very first reward. This is the first time we've actually drawn it, which is a little sad. If we get this in our opening hand, could be pretty good, but, well, yeah, go ahead and end here. Sadly, it hasn't really worked out so far. Wow. All right. I mean, it's not really going to matter, but good try. GG. This will be fun. So if we went for the profit, it would now be Titanic. So both copies would get a strike off. It wouldn't be a big strike, but it is something. Magma Serpent. So this going down to a 3-cost would be pretty good. Like, it would immediately die from the strike, but then summoning 3, potentially 5 Sigils of the Storm. So that's not too bad. If we do this, it's going to be having 6 power. If we get rid of this unit, then it's probably still going to be the weakest thing in our deck. Actually, Venom Summon grant my... So this is a 6/6. This would actually be stronger, which means we might actually have our Revna be the thing that gets summoned. Because I think the only thing that's weaker is the Ice Veil Archer. That actually could be hilarious. Starting off with that just giving everything in our deck 6/6 at the start of the game. Decimate, Living Legends, Call to Arms. Oh, so we can't actually see the Tryndamere card. It's actually not bad for us. Like, it is going to be a summon effect, not a play effect, so it could be a little bad in some of what it pulls out, but I think it's still probably fun. Let's go ahead and grab that, and let's cut the Ice Veil Archer, and then I think the weakest thing in our deck is actually Revna, which is hilarious. And so our Revna's going to get summoned at the start of the game. Let's go for it. This could be insane. That looks fine. Whole bunch of Titanic units. Yep, so she's the first thing that drops. So she buffs up our entire deck with her stats, the 6/6, and then she pulls out one of the 5+ power. So now we have Valyr's Prophet. That's a 12/15. That's a little silly. We could drop Volibear. He would immediately give us 2 kills. I think let's drop this here, because this should also give us 2 kills as well. So a bunch of sigils. So yeah, immediately 6 sigils of the storm. Which is good, because then they just get a lot less cost reduction. So Volibear, there's going to be more, like he's going to get more strikes off, but I think it's fine. Especially because, yeah, he strikes it before the ephemeral copy does. So now we have another just giant Volibear.
I have pledged my life to dragons.
All right, so Vayne still able to be Titanic. That's pretty nice. But I think let's go for... Well, I was going to go for Swain, but she should get 2 strikes off, so she should kill both of these. So that would give us more sigils. Oh, I guess, yeah, the board's full. All right, pretty crazy, but that looks like a turn 1 OTK. Awesome. That was pretty crazy, but quite a lot of fun. You probably see why Volibear is one of my favorite champions. There's what you can do with him is pretty insane, and I love the on-strike effects. And this is a lot of fun. Being able to go for Scales of the Dragon, so you're getting extra strikes off. Like, yes, it is a play effect, so it's not as broken as a summon effect, but then getting a bunch of extra champions, just making every champion you play get that extra strike off. With Volibear, as long as your champion is Titanic, they're then getting 2 strikes off whenever you play them. And then getting a bunch of extra champions with Oath. As you saw there, pretty much any champion we got that was above a 2 cost, so most champions with their double stats are able to hit the Titanic threshold, and that's even outside of this event. So pretty much whatever champion you're then playing from that is also getting 2 strikes off. So overall, this was actually a lot of fun, and for modifiers where I need a lot of removal, this might be one I pull out, because we were just absolutely annihilating there. That was quite a lot of fun. If you're enjoying these videos, like and subscribe, always appreciated. Hope to see you in the next one, and hope you have a great rest of your day.